Buongiorno everyone, welcome back to the Magpie Channel TV. Well, do a little river walk I thought we'd take along here on this Thursday morning and do a little transfer update and all things on Wissa, Isak and Joelinton. And on Joelinton, taking his nice little dig at Isak by liking Warflag's Instagram posts. All about we don't deserve this behaviour from our star striker. Not much of a star anymore, is he? Our rat striker, shall we say. Yeah, I mean, amongst the posts, I'll put it on the screen, is the destructive path. We don't deserve the destructive path that you've chosen, was the message there from Warflags to Alexander Isak. And Joelinton give it a big fat like. And I tell you what, if Isak does move to Liverpool, then I can't wait for the day we do play them and Isak does take a big fat dig at the Swedish striker. I mean, that is going to be unbelievable. It's not going to be Monday. It's Thursday now. Isak won't be playing for either team come Monday night. And he won't be playing for Liverpool as it stands next season. Will he actually return and play for Newcastle remains to be seen. Obviously, they're trying to convince him behind the scenes to... Hello, mate, all right? To convince him to stay at Newcastle, and Eddie Howe wants him to rejoin his teammates when he's ready. But we're waiting for that. We're still waiting for that. We're still actually waiting for the big bid from Liverpool, to be fair. You know, all the Liverpool fans, for Isak. Free him from what? Yeah, he's in that contract. Oh, I'll tell you what, I will just put out his contract for you. No problem. We'll just, we'll do that for you. Give you 150 million striker for like 110 million. No problem. Yeah, free him. Good idea. No, not at all. So we're still waiting for Liverpool to get anywhere near a decent bid. I mean, how long ago was that now? I mean, I'm walking along the river here in Newcastle, still talking about this. It was weeks ago when I was in Spain, talking about the first Isak bid. We've seen now since. It just doesn't look like Liverpool are going to come back in with a decent bid, to be honest. And it looks like Newcastle have told Isak that, and Isak's trying to force Newcastle to accept a lower bid by these statements, by saying he's not going to play for Newcastle again. He's absolutely shafted himself. Liverpool have shafted themselves by saying Ekitike, who we wanted as his replacement. Newcastle are now looking with what? Well, how long in the window is there left now? Like 10, 11 days? If that transfer window left where they're thinking, we can't get a replacement, and there's not enough time to get someone else in to replace Alexander Isak. It's just looking less and less feasible by the day. So we can't even get the Wilson replacement in, man. Never mind Isak. So at the minute, with Wissa, came out last night when I was at a concert, but struggling this morning a bit. So at the festival last night, Come Together Festival, brilliant. Shout out to everyone I was talking to there as well. And it was a good old show, entertaining one by Robbie Williams and Kaiser Chiefs and Andrew Cushion, bring him up, local lad. A few Newcastle players there, Ramsdale, Fabian Shaw and that. But yeah, it came out when I was there at the festival about Johan Wissa choosing Newcastle over Tottenham Hotspur. How's that for a nice change? I thought players didn't want to come to Newcastle. I thought they only wanted to move to London. Well, this isn't the case with Wissa. He wants to move out of London and actually come up north. So he's favouring... Oh, yeah, mate, all right. So he's favouring a move to Newcastle over Tottenham. He wants to get out of London and come to the Toon. You know, they could be do. That was blue, look better, but you know, still lushing it. Sun's coming out as well. Great. But yeah, you know, he wants a bit of this. Maybe not show him this. Maybe we should walk further down and show him the Time Bridge. It's still nice, isn't it? So I came out last night that Wissa, despite interest from Tottenham Hotspur, who are trying to do some sort of mad swap deal where they're going to give Richarlison away, and then they're going to get Wissa, and I don't know what they're doing, because obviously they're getting in the move field for Eze. Eze has now chosen their rivals, Arsenal, so he's rejected Tottenham. He's on his way to Arsenal. Great, same for them, by the way. I want to know your thoughts in the comments, because I was debating this last night at the festival. Is it better that Eze is going to Arsenal, or would it have been better that he went to Spurs? Because for me, I'm like, well, will Arsenal probably finish above Newcastle again this season? Yes, because of us playing Champions League and not having a bloody striker as it stands. But obviously they've finished second the last few years. They'll probably be in about second and third again, top four. Newcastle will be hopefully trying to get in that market as well, that finishing position. But it was like, well, if he goes to Arsenal, well, they're already kind of finishing above us or right in the mix. But if he goes to Spurs, then it obviously makes Spurs better and makes Newcastle's objective of finishing in them top 5 places a bit harder, because Spurs are then bringing in a really good player. There's no your thoughts on that. Would you rather? I think I'm glad he went to Arsenal, because Arsenal's already a top team. I think if Spurs start signing players like Eze, it makes them better, and it makes our job harder to finish in those Champions League spots. But it's an interesting one to think about. But Arsenal getting him in, that's another very good signing for their window. Tottenham are getting frustrated now. Obviously, they've lost out on Gibbs White, they've lost out on Eze. So now they want Wissa. They've wanted Wissa all along, to be fair. Thomas Frank wants a reunion there from his Brentford days. But Wissa wants a challenge. Wissa wants to come up north. Sky were reporting that Wissa really wants to come up here and take the number 9 shirt, which I love. I love that about him, to be fair. Obviously, his behaviour in recent weeks has been bad as well, just like Isak, you know, all that sort of carry on that we mentioned in yesterday's video, which we did the video and then 3 minutes later the bid got rejected, which I couldn't believe, you know. I couldn't believe that bid got rejected, because I thought Newcastle surely must have had some encouragement from Brentford. The reports were that we'd been in talks for days. Wissa was at the training ground ready to come to Newcastle, and then we didn't get anything done. The bid didn't get accepted. I thought surely if they put in 40 million, that's what Brentford have told them, like, oh well, we'll sell around this mark. I mean, are we going to go back into the day with 45, or we're going to go into 50, or we're going to get desperate? I think that's what Brentford are waiting for. They originally said it was going to be 30, and 35, and 40. Talks at the 160. It's mental, man. If we even probably paid 60, they'd probably go, actually, do you know what? 70 now, because it's not long left of the window, and everyone knows we are massively desperate. So, it's a bit of a mess with Johan Wissa, isn't it? We're trying to get that deal done. Like I said, he really wants to come here. He wants to take after African strikers that have played for Newcastle before. Was the report last night that wants to follow in the footsteps of, like, Papi Cisse, who wore the number 9. Obviously, Demba Ba, who came here, did brilliantly. Wasn't the 9, but, you know, he was class when he was here. Always gutted when Demba Ba left, like. And yeah, the Congolese forward wants to follow in Lamana Lua's footsteps. That name was on the list, but, you know, Congolese. But yeah, he wants to play as a striker for Newcastle. He wants to take on the number 9 shirt. So that's a really good sign for me. That's someone who wants the pressure, who wants the expectation on his shoulder to score goals, and he would score goals for Newcastle. That's why I want him, despite his behaviour recently, and why Eddie Howe wants him, you know, because he's a proven Premier League goal scorer, which is pretty hard to come by these days. So maybe that's why, again, Brentford are asking for more money. But you have to just take into account the 12 months left on his contract, man. It's not long enough. So I think 40 million for a 29-year-old with 12 months left is a fair price. So will Newcastle walk away? Will they continue talks? I think they'll try again with another bid. But again, are Brentford ever going to accept? Because they must have had good word yesterday that was going to be a good figure to do a deal around. And then they've rejected it. But yeah, what'll happen with Wissa? What'll happen with Isak? Like I said, Joelinton would smash into him on Monday night if he was playing against him, but that won't happen yet. If it does happen later in the season, imagine that at Anfield. I mean, you've got Liverpool fans saying they don't want people like McAllister and that to play on Monday night. They don't want Virts to play because they don't want Joelinton to smash into him. You know, Big Dan Bain getting stuck in, because it's going to be a fierce, feisty atmosphere at St James's on Monday night. It's going to be some game, that. Where we'll be on transfers by then. I mean, we're really wanting a striker in by then. Like, I'm gutted, like, if things don't get moving and we don't get a striker through the door in the next few days, because I think that's why they were really pushing to get Wissa done. If they got it done yesterday out of the day, still may happen today, who knows. And then you get him up for a medical and he signs Friday or Saturday, and then he can come into the team on Monday, or at least come off the bench. This is an option there to have a recognised striker, because Asula isn't quite the answer yet, especially against Liverpool. Gordon down the middle has never been the answer. It's never worked. So we've got ourselves a bit of a predicament there. Be interesting to see if we really try and push the boat out the next few days to get someone in, because, you know, if we did have a striker, I think we'd actually beat Liverpool. I really do. And without him, I think we still might get a result. Still make it a draw. There'll be goals in that one. Liverpool will definitely score a few. Ekitike will definitely score. So yeah, it's going to be a mad one. It's going to be interesting to see what develops on the transfer front with you and Wissa, with Joelinton. Good to see him you know, sticking it to Isak and you know, showing his disbelief at the situation and the agreement that it is destructive and unacceptable, his behaviour that has happened in the summer. So there's talks of a divide amongst the players in the terms of, you know, disagreeing. Some players are like, back at Isak, you know, it is what it is. We'll welcome him back. And some players, probably like Joelinton, are thinking, nah, fuck him, like, the disrespect he's shown. Interesting. We'll see. We'll see. People will probably be back later tonight with another video. If there is any transfer developments throughout the day, let's hope there is, because we desperately need a forward in ASAP. I mean, not long left for the window, but to get one in before Monday's game would have been perfect. But we'll wait and see, people. Drop your thoughts below. Subscribe to the Magpie Channel TV and enjoy yourself.